Alright folks, Jess and I completed our triathlon end of July. It is now early August, and it is time to get fixated on where we go from here. So I just turned 33 years old. My birthday is right at the end of July, and at my birthday party, that was awesome really, my sister-in-law asked me what goals did I have for myself for this next year, from 33 going into 34. And the first thing that came to my mind was losing weight. And I said, I want to lose 52 pounds by the time I turn 34 next July, very end of July. And she was like, why 52? That's such a specific number. For me, it was easy because there are 52 weeks in a year, which means I have 52 weeks to lose 1 pound a week, which is very feasible, I feel like, to lose 52 pounds to reach that goal just before August next year. So August 1st, I went ahead and jumped on the scale and got this goal kicked off. I weighed myself starting weight August 1, 2025 at 230.6 pounds. Now this is week post-triathlon. I didn't work out at all recovering from the triathlon. We had birthday cake, we had ice cream, we had pizza. Coming from a very bad eating week with very limited fitness after the triathlon. So 230.6 pounds is my starting weight for this next year. Number one goal, lose 52 pounds, which would put me at 177.6 pounds by August 1st, 2026. So that's the goal for this year, for my 33rd year on Earth. And I'm gonna bring you guys along for it because we're gonna do this, and you're gonna keep me accountable, and I'm gonna walk you through my journey of losing weight and how hard it's going to be. And I think one of the biggest things that is going to hinder this is because I've never done this with a kid. I've struggled to lose weight before. I've done a couple different times where I've attempted to lose weight. My biggest one, I did intermittent fasting, and it worked really well. As soon as I stopped, and part of that is because of my mental health. Now, if you've been following my journey for a while, you know that I've been in therapy for a couple of years now. I have been on and off depression medication, antidepressants. Right now, I am back on antidepressants, so we're going with a chemical balance that makes me more susceptible to wanting carbs. That is one of the biggest things that comes with antidepressants as far as weight gain, is because it literally tells you that you need more carbs internally. So I have to be mindful of that there's a chemical balance in my head from this medication that's saying I need more carbs than what I do. Step one, I need to dial in my nutrition. I need to hit my proteins. I want to be about 145 pounds at my goal weight at the end. So I need to be eating about 145 grams of protein a day. That's going to be a baseline. So we'll say 150 grams of protein a day. Then I need to supplement with carbs so that I have energy. I need to have minimal fat if I can. You can either really go carb heavy or fat heavy. And Jess doesn't do well with fat as much, and I don't. My body doesn't like fat. So carb heavy, low fat, high protein, focus on veggies and fruits and whole grains, and plow through. So we're doing lifestyle adjustment, focus on protein, losing weight. So we're going to do weekly weigh-ins. I'm going to try and lift weights 2 times a week. Right now my goal is to lift on Mondays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm going to start walking. Our treadmill is kind of on the caputs out here, so we're going to see if I can continue to use it. If not, then it will be outside for walking. But I'm going to try and walk 3 miles a day every day, which coincides with another step in this process, which would be hitting that 10,000 steps a day. Now, I have a very sedentary job. I work as an office manager, so I'm sitting at my desk a lot. If we're up and moving, I'll be out with trucks getting unloaded, but I'm still predominantly sitting. So another component of this is doing squats at work. So I have on my phone alarms set up every hour when I get to work that I am standing up and I am doing 10 air squats before I sit back down. This, there's been a little bit of study on it. It counteracts sitting better than pretty much anything else right now is doing squats throughout the day to keep your circulation in your body moving and kind of getting everything going with that. So 3-mile walk, lifting twice a week, air squats throughout the day, and I want to do core 3 or 4 days a week. Core is something that I have typically shied away from. I do not like it. It is hard, but it is one of the biggest things that I do need to work on because I enjoy lifting. I enjoy lifting weights, upper body and lower body. And to tie those in together, I need to focus on my core and my posterior chain, my lower back on the backside, naturally. So if I can lift it twice a week and do core 3 or 4 days a week and walk every day, we're going to set ourselves up for success, especially because we have the nutrition component dialed in itself. Jess and I are on board. We're going to be looking for healthier recipes. I might showcase those on here. Who knows what that's going to look like. But fixing the nutrition side, eating less, eating more healthy, more veggies, more whole grains, more natural foods, and exercising and walking and getting this component in is going to really be the saving grace and propel me forward into my weight loss journey. So we don't have any other goals except for weight loss. I wrote this down because I'm a visual person here, and I'm going to break it down here for you. Because I wrote some weight loss goals here. By Thanksgiving, which is November, I want to have lost 17 pounds. That is 17 weeks away. That would put me at 212.6 pounds. By Christmas, which is 21 weeks away, I want to weigh 208.6 pounds. By spring break, which is next March, which is the next big kind of day that's coming on, 33 weeks away, I want to weigh 196.6 pounds. By Jess and I's anniversary, which is June 7th, the very start of summer, 44 weeks away, I want to weigh 185.6 pounds, which is having lost 44 pounds. And then by my birthday, which is the very end of July going into August, I want to weigh 177.6 pounds. I'm going to focus on compound lifts, heavy lifts that build my muscles up. I want to eventually be able to start running again because Izzy runs and I want to be able to run with her. And right now, it's not a lot happening. I'm slow, I'm sluggish. I've got to lose weight, get healthy, increase my cardio. But we can't really run and lose weight. So that's what we're looking at as far as my lifting breakdown. We have it down on the back here. I'm going to do 2 different weightlifting days. One is going to be we're going to do squats, shoulder press, back cable rows, stiff leg deadlifts, maybe some calf raises, maybe some tricep work. For my B day, my second lifting day of the week, we're going to do deadlifts, we're going to do bench press, we're going to do lat pulls, we're going to do lunges, which I suck at, they kill my butt. We might do some bicep curls, because I like arms, and we're going to do some forearm curls, some grip work, working on my grip strength here, because that is something that has hindered me. It's something that I have had pain and trouble with in the past, so we're going to put in some work doing that. Maybe we'll get one of those things that you twist up with the rope that really, I can feel it already. But those are our 2 weightlifting days broken down. As far as core, we're going to work on leg lifts, some obliques, some Russian twists, some planks, anything that gets my core engaged that I can do in the garage without hating myself. So those are my weightlifting breakdowns, and I think the idea is I'm going to do 4-week cycles. So I've done this before doing weightlifting, where I'm going to do 4 weeks of straight work. So I'm doing lifting 2 days a week, core, and then I'm going to have another week after the 4 weeks, week number 5, where I kind of have a recovery week. I lower the weights, I kind of do a smaller amount of weight and just give my body time to relax, recover, and regenerate going into another 4-week heavy cycle. I've liked that in the past, and that's what I intend on doing this time. That being said, I need to figure out what weights I'm going to be lifting. So going into the August workouts, not the first week, probably week number 2, I'm going to do a lift session where I hit max lifts. I'm going to figure out my max capacity and then kind of base my training on that, so that I'm hitting 60% or 50% or 70% of my lifts, and kind of dial in those numbers so that I can see some improvement going forward. And it's going to tell me where I'm at as far as my bench and my squat, my deadlift, and I can compare that to where I've been before and see progress and track it on a numbers breakdown. But for this first week, it's going to be just getting in there, getting moving, getting back into it. Week number 2, we're going to have 2 different days. We do an upper body where we test out and a lower body where we test out, and then get into these workouts and really track my progress and see that weight come off. And you guys are going to be right along there with me. The component that I am most nervous about, that I'm going to have to adjust myself and my schedule around, is school. Izzy's starting school on the 12th. Jess is starting school on the 25th-ish. And so we're going to have a different schedule going into this than what I've had for, a couple months now, being summer, and even before that when Jess was working. So a couple days a week Jess is going to be home, a couple days a week Jess is going to be going all the way into Boise to go to school, and we've got Izzy coming in and out of kindergarten, so that's going to be something that's going to take a little bit of adjustment. Then we'll find a groove, and we're just going to move through it. So this is my birthday weight loss plan for 2025. Going into 2026, I'm going to lose 52 pounds by my 34th birthday, and you guys are going to come along with me and support me, encourage me, hold me accountable, and we're going to learn about each other a little bit here. So I'm going to leave this, and I'm going to set up myself for success, because I know what my goal is. I know how I'm going to get there. I'll figure it out day by day, step by step, meal by meal, to accomplish the goal and lose this weight for good, and then work on maintaining that weight loss for the rest of my life, because I never want to be this big again. And I'm not going to be. So here's cheers to my weight loss journey. Let's do it.